They start on 5, right? Welcome to the Kish Island 3 stars. Welcome to the It's 6:22. Okay, I'm going to just catch that. Welcome to the FIVB 3-star category event here at the beautiful Kish Island. Welcome to the FIVB's Kish 3-star event in the round of 16 of this beautiful island. Well, here's going to be another very exciting day. Places in the quarterfinals are up for grabs. And we're going to kick off the first match in this historical, inaugural, remember, no pool play, straight knockout competition here in the beautiful Kish Island. The FIVB's 3-star series getting underway good and proper here. And we'll be seeing the Swiss Nico Bieler and Marko Kratiger taking on the all-powerful Russians Vyacheslav Krasnikov and Nikita Ilyamin. And as you can probably see, the two teams just warming up there. It's a blustery, windy day. Thankfully, no rain today. And we're anticipating not only a stunning match in this opening game on this round of 16, but a stunning day overall with some tremendous performances and matches lined up. And the Russians really were on hot form in their first round knockout stage in the main draw yesterday. But the Swiss worthy of their plays. As the opening stages of this historical 3-star event. Remember the FIVB's new look competition format. No pool games, no round robin stages. It's a straight knockout, a fight to the death. The winner goes through to the quarterfinals. The loser will be heading home. Well, the referees are being announced. The mascot Tiger does his customary dance across the sands as the teams get ready for this opening match in the round of 16. Much expected from the Russians in this tournament. They were in fine form yesterday. But the Swiss, well, there won't be easy pushovers. As the two teams meet over the net, greeting each other, good friends of course, as all of them are really. Really is one big FIVB happy family, touring around, covering the tournaments, playing in the tournaments. And we're about to get the match underway with the Russians who will be serving. And it's Krasnikov spinning the ball in his hands, smashing his palm onto the ball as he gets himself ready. Serve comes over, it's picked up by the Swiss, received, sent back over to the Russian side. But unfortunately for Krasnikov, the ball came down, he could only palm it onto the net. And the opening point goes to Bieler and Kratiger as the ball comes back over to the Russian side. At that time there was no reply back from the Swiss, as Lamin gently palmed the ball down, but it was past Bieler, and it will be Lamin himself, Lamin, to serve Russians, 1-1. But the Swiss, ball is nicely set up, it's lobbed back over to the Russian side. Krasnikov gets down, Lamin has to get down, Krasnikov tips the ball over the net. This is a good build-up play from the Swiss though, but unfortunately the final smash from the Swiss was just a little bit wide there from Kratiger. And it's the Russians to take the point, and it's Lamin to serve as he gets that ball over. Bieler scoops it up, and then he plays an angled shot across the net, and it was too cute for Krasnikov, and although he saw it, he wasn't able to get to it quick enough, and the Swiss win the side out. And Bieler it is, the man who got that point to serve. Lamin receives, it's set up for him beautifully, and he smashed down, had no answer from the Swiss. These two teams will be well matched for this competition. We're both in fine form in getting through to this stage as Krasnikov serves with a fast and powerful serve that just splits the Swiss defence through the middle. As the Swiss pair looked at each other in slight confusion, the ace goes to the Russians. And Krasnikov again hoping to see if he can repeat that feat as he tosses the ball up, serves, but this time it's long. And the point back to the Swiss as they swap sides. It's 4-3 to the Russians. Bieler it will be to serve. Lamin receives it, it's set up for him by Krasnikov. Oh, and a wonderful lob over there. I think Bieler actually thought that it was going to go wide, so he left it, but Lamin had judged it perfectly. The ball just plodded onto the line and bounced off. Point goes to the Russians. They lead 5-3 as Lamin serves the ball. Bieler down with a smash, but it's picked up by Lamin, and Krasnikov scoops it, dinks it up. The ball gets back to the Swiss side. It's set up for a smash down by Bieler, and that time he made no mistake. And even though Krasnikov got his hands to it, it was too powerful a shot for him to just steer it past and wide. Again for the Swiss. Set up. Oh, what an amazing block that was from Bieler. That was incredible. A huge block. The big Lamin down, but the block was on the point. Russians set up. Bieler though, partner. It's not Kratiger's chance to see if he can get. This is a good rally. The Swiss won the ball, and this find the I should start Kratiger serving, to ball down. Response there from Liam. Bounced off the net. Liam quick. They were quick and fast. Smash the ball back. Win the point. They lead 7-5. Kratiger serves. Liam receives. Sets the partner for a huge smash, but once again Kratiger got those 5 fists up in the air, and as the block came over, he was waiting for it with open arms. Push back down on the Russian side. It is called. Been trading those late points and have raced into a 8-5 lead. Well, it won't surprise you. They've been playing rather well so far in the tournament. And Kratiger in particular seems to find his rhythm and reach very, very clearly in the game. He's 20-year-old. Well, he's 22 in fact, even younger. He's playing in his 5th season now. Is Marco Kratiger. Taking part in some 16 tournaments. And his career best has come this year, in fact, only finished in just last week in Dell. This, of course, a historic tournament. Facing straight away, knockout. Raise the expectation. Kratiger from his block. And which Kratiger lost him. Serving, get off. Going to smash. And again, all that hands, but not 9-8 to the Russians with a timeout goal. From Nikov. Very born in now in his 38 tournaments, a player to win. Took the FIVB Grand Slam in 2014, and of course in the Olympic. So a player who comes through this competition with a lot of experience in his bag, and he'll certainly be hoping that he can propel his team through to the quarterfinals. That's what's at stake here today as the players roll back out onto the court. The tattooed Krashelikov again, spinning the ball down, launches it up in the air, sends the ball over the net. The Swiss respond with a lob back over. Krassilnikov sets it up, and Liao Min with one fist punches it down, and it was good enough to win the point. So the Russians, from a deficit, have now taken the lead by 10 points to 8. And it looks like Krassilnikov is going to enjoy serving as it comes in once again to serve to the Swiss pair, who push themselves right back of the court. But despite that slight adjustment in position, it wasn't enough to stop the ace, which just split the two of them. To have a quick discussion about how they're going to deal with these serves. This Russian, the 25-year-old, once again spinning the ball, serving it in, but this time he went for the other side of the court, but he saw too much of the outside and it's gone out. Serve back to the Swiss, who need to regain the points. Krassilnikov setting up Liao Min. He lobs the ball back down, and although Kratić got his hands to it, it just fell in that space between him and Bieler as Krassilnikov furiously claps on his way back to his seat in the timeout. That was a good session of points there, won by the Russians, who begin to exert a little bit of their influence and some of their dominance, and once again it's really showing, firstly in the serves from Krassilnikov, but certainly from some of the intelligent blocking from his partner Liao Min. Slightly more experience of the two players, if you'd like to say, of age. 31 years old, comes from Gorky. A career best third in the World Tour in China in 2014. Who knows how big age? All eyes the big day tomorrow when it's the work to be done here, and it will be Liao Min starts with is set up, smashes the ball right at the Krassilnikov. That was generated on that match. This could do was just get his ball. Point goes to the Swiss, and it will be Kratić was about to serve. His pause for a moment because there's a slight problem with Krassilnikov. He's just momentarily gone back to his chair. I think he's got a little bit of sand in his eyes, and he's just going to wash his eyes out with some water. Gives the players a chance to catch a little bit of breath as Kratić has a quick word with the umpire before making his way back to his service position. Well, the rain has stayed off this morning. The wind is blowing as the serve comes over to the Russian side. Krassilnikov sets up Liao Min. What can he do with it? Goes for the lob, but it's nicely read by Bieler, who's set up by his partner, but Liao Min read that well-intended lob, got his giant hands across to the far side of the net and pushed the ball back down on the Swiss side. Point one back by the Russians, who lead 13-10 as Krassilnikov serves. It's received, set up for Kratić. What can he do with this one? Oh, well, he disguised his shot, but unfortunately his delicately placed lob just bounced outside the court lines. Serve again for the Russians. It's low down, but Kratić gets it up nicely, and then he smashes the ball down. And although Krassilnikov got one hand to it, there's really not much more he could do with it. Certainly not steer it back. And the point is won by the Swiss. As Bieler serves, the ball bounces over the net, goes onto the Russian side though, and this time Liao Min makes sure that his smash is beyond the reach of the Swiss hands, right into that far corner. Good shot, good reply. Very frustrating, forcing one or two players to adjust their hands behind. recognised as a Russian serve. The ball is over by Katic, but again is too long. The ball sails out by 16-11 to the Russians. They're building up a bit of a lead here as they serve. What can they do? Kratic goes for the smash straight into the knees of Krasilinikov, who holds his hands up to acknowledge that he wishes he could have done more with that, but to be honest, the power and the placement was too good for him on the occasion. 16-12 to the Russians, who have served, and it will be Kratic to serve. An angle lob. Lemin reads it. Krasilinikov sets it up. And even though Lemin went for the angled shot, it was well blocked by Kratic. Swiss making a slight comeback here. They're still 3 points trailing as they serve. Received by the Russians, blocked and smashed by the Russian, by Nikita Lemin. Seeing that the two Swiss players were on one side, he just smashed the ball onto the other side of the court. And it will be Krasilinikov to serve. Oh, and again, Kratic finds the space and places the ball very, very neatly right at the knees of Krasilinikov to win the point for the Swiss, who trail 14 points to 17 here in this opening set and the round of 16, the opening game here in the Kish three-star event. As once again, very, very delicate lob by Lemin is dug out nicely by B, and that time the Swiss did enough. They scooped that ball out from the sand, and his partner made sure that his hard work and good effort was rewarded with the point as he found the space just over the net that the Russians couldn't reply to. Once again, the serve comes over. Krasilinikov sets up Lemin, he smashes the ball back down, and Kratic gets his hands to it, or rather his fingertips, but it's not enough to stop the point being won by the Russians. 18-15 they lead, and Lemin wipes his hands on his shirt, tosses the ball up in the air, serves it over the net. It's received by Bieler, it's set up, then pounced over by the Swiss player, but he lost all of his bearings and his direction there, and that ball was well out. Throws his hands up in the air, a little bit disappointed with that, as the Russians serve once again on 19-15 lead. What can the Swiss do? The ball is high up in the air. Bieler, ball over the net. Krasilinikov sets it up, then he gets the return set, smashes the ball off the net, but it's out, and it's a point. A side switch, trailing by 16 to the Russians. First to 16. Lemin smashes the ball down. Bieler desperately to get the ball from his head, but unable to reach it. And the Russians again came a very slight lead, 5-4, and it will be this time. And the Swiss responding well here. Still down in front of his counterpart Krasnikov, who realised that was beyond him. Almost half acknowledging the shot, turns away. Point loss for the Russians. Oh, the carrying that ball on the serve a little bit wide towards what Krasnikov had wanted. Here come the Swiss again. He just pushes the ball down. Lamin intercepts it. It's retrieved by his partner. The Russian side. Krasnikov sets up Lamin for the smash. Angles it. It was beyond Beelan. It was beyond Kratiger. The Swiss pair in frustration, but that was really clever, good play from the Russian there with and take us. They also lead in the first set. Tremendous. Two. Rallies. Sentence over to this. Good bit of play. Really this Beeler. This time it's fist. Now have it.